Good evening. This is Robert Goodman here on Positive Stroke, Staying Clean. I'm so happy that you are here, part of my recovery. And today I want to keep it real about some things I like to share with you. I want to talk about the little things. You know, we really don't pay attention to the little things that we do for ourselves and our loved ones who we live with. We just automatically do these things, the little things. But do you know that little things could be stepped on and feelings can get hurt and it can be blown all out of proportion? How does this affect your recovery? Well, if you let something small get blown out of proportion, that means you're not focused on yourself. Recovery teaches you to live life on life terms and keep the focus on yourself because you are your worst enemy. So, if this is the case, what are the things that I should do? Well, for me, I keep the focus on myself. I look at the situation and look at, Robert, what part did you play in this? What are the things that you've done? Then what parts the other person played in what they've done? Now I got to own up to mine. And then I'll understand why the other person acted the way they did because of the way I acted. So I need to change my behavior. I need to find a newer way of approaching this situation because I blew it out of proportion on my side because we was throwing mud at each other. We were slinging mud. You were saying things that hurt me and I was saying things that hurt you. And we was going back into a book, a playbook, because we have a lot of information about hurting a partner that we love. We have enough dirt on them to throw stuff in their face to hurt them. And they have enough dirt on us to throw it in our face. And if we get into a mudslinging situation, we get far away from the issue, the problem, and the situation. Feelings get bent out of shape, and then all we keep doing is keep throwing mud at each other, going in each other's playbook to find out what hurts the other person the most. And you have a vicious cycle. Do you know that that cycle is addictive? That is your addictive behavior acting that way. You get on a defensive right away and you want to sling mud because this is what you normally do. You want to deflect from the problem so you do not have to address it. The interesting thing is that recovery teaches you to live life on life's terms. Recovery teaches you that you are your worst enemy. Recovery teaches that you have no power over people, places, and things. And when you put all this in a nutshell, you find out how little control you truly have. And then you find out that's a good thing. But then you have to watch yourself because when you start doing the next right thing and things start getting good and things start coming your way and everything starts to fall in place, we don't want to fall and get the God complex. The God complex is saying that my way is the best way, and whatever you're talking about, you don't know what you're saying. But recovery teaches me that each person has to find their own way in recovery. You have to find your way in recovery. You have to find out what works for you. You have to deal with your traumas and your fears. You have to face them head on. You have to clean the wreckage of your past because the past does not seep up into the present and cause you to relapse. So you must clean the wreckage of your past. See, and recovery teaches me there's so much that I have to do for self to keep myself on track that I don't have time enough to try to tell you how to run your life. And when I let go of the power that I think I have and devote my time and energy on making me a better person and doing the next right thing and understanding Robert more, then my life gets simple. That's when recovery works. That's when recovery is at their best. But here's the thing. Life is in session at all times, so we constantly going through situations and issues. Sometimes we have a period of this peace, inner peace. There's just the normal function. We're just doing the normal function. Everything is just running like a perfect automobile. No issues whatsoever. But then all of a sudden, life throws a curve, and then life throws another curve, and then life throws another curve, and then you have like 4 situations going at one time, and you don't even understand how you got here, but all these things are in your lap. And that's how life works. So when we have these periods of peace, inner peace, and happiness, and there's not no issues in our lives, this is where we have gratitude. This is how we prepare ourselves for the next mountain we have to climb in life. Because nobody stays on a plateau for their entire life. They have to go through the hard situation of climbing a mountain and going up and trying to make it there on the other side. So, I hope what I said makes you want to think about recovery. Think about how life should treat you in a way you should walk in your walk. When you're feeling down and the little things are getting to you, what you need to go back into your playbook and think about when you first came into recovery and all the challenges that you had to face and how you worked through them and you made it through and you created this life for you. So you are your own hero. You have saved yourself by doing the work. You took the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth, and you listened and you found out what works for you. And that's recovery. Together, we can do it. But by ourselves, we cannot. Because the 12th step, after having a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to addicts and to practice these principles in all our affairs. So the program is saying we must freely give this program away or to keep it, meaning that we got to keep it fresh in our minds. We got to remember what addiction does to us. Do you ever notice after you be in recovery for a while that when you're thinking about those times when you was in your active addiction that you really don't be thinking about all them crazy situations but it seems like the good situations are bigger than the bad situations that happen in our lives, that we look back on this narrative that's wrong? Because you ever hear in the program, play the whole entire tape out so you can see the actual truth? Well, what happens is the mind has a safety catch. Whereas if it's going to be painful, a mind blocks the pain because it doesn't want the body to feel that. So it doesn't, but sometimes the emotions are feeling override where we have no choice but to feel it. And that's when it's done got so embedded in us and it hit us so hard that it just automatically comes out. It's just forced out, just been pushed out, where we're crying and we're upset about it. So what we have to do is to face our fears, face our situations, pay attention to ourselves so we can understand who the hell we are and what we need to stay clean and sober. I hope I said some things that may resonate with you in your recovery. This is Robert Goodman from Positive Stroke Staying Clean. You're welcome to subscribe, and I have over 300 and something videos there that you can check out. The older videos I have a lot of them about the 12 steps, from step 1 to step 12, all types of other videos about living life on life's terms, keeping it real in recovery. And I have a lot of short videos also to keep you in a good mood and keep you to make you think about your situation, because only you knows what works for you in recovery if you pay attention to yourself. This is Robert Goodman. You have a great evening, and I'll see you next Saturday at 6 p.m. I'll see you next Saturday at 6 p.m. You'll have a great evening.